Y'all can work together. All right. So based on this, right? Who's gonna be my root bridge? Without any MAC addresses. Say the
Which
MAC
one?
addresses are the same. Which is gonna be? Are
switch four.
Are you asking me?
Switch one.
Yes, switch
Switch
one.
4?
Switch one.
Why? Why? Why is switch 1 gonna be the root bridge?
Go ahead.
I think switch 3.
Switch one
You're-
is usually the it's so I'm looking at it.
And y'all could talk amongst yourselves, but when y'all got a definite answer, let me know. But I want to know why. What's the thought process on y'all piece of paper that y'all are doing this on, or PC? Why are y'all saying because switch 1 is the root bridge?
I think it would probably be switch 3 because it's more of a happy medium for everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's your final answer.
That would be 100 million. That would probably be my final answer. Yes, I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. So let's take a step back for a second, right? So whenever these switches boot up, right, in regards to spanning tree, anybody can answer this. What do switches send out to other switches to make them aware that they're a switch?
BPDUs.
Okay, perfect. So what are in those BPDUs?
The timers, the IDs,
Yeah, MAC address.
What ID? What ID?
priority, the also the priority, but what ID?
The bridge ID.
The bridge. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. No, you got it. So the bridge
Okay.
ID, right?
Okay.
So we have the bridge ID. Why is that so significant for the switches to send to each other?
So they can identify each other.
Part of it, yes. What else? Dig a little deeper.
Also, to keep to know where each switch standing is as far as
What else?
priority and
What? You asking me, you're telling me. Come on, Cal. You're killing me now. So I'll go ahead and answer it. I got y'all. So right, it's gonna send its BPDU, right? So then what the switch is gonna do is gonna compare that BPDU that it received from its neighboring switch and compare it to itself and say, hey, once I do the spanning tree algorithm, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it and say, hey, is my bridge ID lower than the one that I received? If it's lower, then hey, that's not the root bridge. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So that's what the switch is going to do first, right? So again, without MAC addresses, right? I'm making it complex for y'all. Without MAC addresses, right? We're going to go ahead and we're going to assume that all the MAC addresses are the same. Don't know what the fuck why, but all the MAC addresses are the same, right? And let's say we're going to kill that tiebreaker, right? Based on that, who's going to become the root bridge? Now that you guys have that information.
Based on that.
Hey guys, I'm gonna give y'all this little hint. You remember back in math class? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was an order of operation, right?
Correct.
Look at your resources that you have at your fingertips, Google, or if you got some textbooks around you, there is an order of operation that goes along with spanning tree when it comes to electing the root bridge. When you got all these values that equal the same, Dave was hinting on it when he was talking about, when stuff being the same. Look and find what those orders of operations are, because those orders of operations are basically tiebreakers for everything that's above it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So take a look, dig through your resources and find out what those orders of operations are towards that root bridge. And that will help you address what David is asking of you right now. Does that make sense?
That would use the path cost, the path cost to determine which one is the root bridge.
I think that's OSP, yeah.
So can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead, roll it out.
Yeah, so I did this in package tracer. I don't have access to GNS3 because our laptop is down. But one of the uplinks from switch 3 to switch 2, I wasn't able to get it to 1,000, most likely because it's package recited for 100. Based on that, though, the root bridge was switch 4. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. There's a little. Hold on. Carlos, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just saying one caveat. I did this in packet tracer because my GNS3 is down. And that link that is going from switch 4 to switch 3, I had to do it to 100 because it was taking 1,000. But having that config, the root bridge here for me is switch 4. How I came to know that was checking to see where the port status, like the port states. So all the port states on switch 3 are designated. The ones that are going towards it are the root ports. There's blocking from switch 5 and switch 3. The next piece that I looked at was the priority that was there. I know I also tried to look at the bridge ID, which is the combination of that priority that was there and the MAC address. So based on that topology, what I did, I realized switch 4 is the root bridge, and the traffic is flowing from, let's say, switch 1, switch 2. Let me verify that before I say it. Actually, I did show span at 3 to see where the traffic is flowing. So for me, on switch 1, it has taken that link down to switch 2. The other one that is going towards switch 3, which would be the gig 1 for you, is in blocking. And if I go on switch,
Hold on. Oh, wait, whoa. Hold on.
Yep.
We didn't get there yet. I'm just asking about the root bridge.
so sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. That's not. It's all good. It's all good. I just slow you down a bit. So no, it's all good. So tell me again your reason for picking switch 4.
Switch 4, because all the ports are in designated state. And when you do show span and trade, actually tell you the MAC address of the root bridge, and then it would tell you if this bridge is root or not. Yep.
Hold on. So remember the scenario, Carlos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give you guys MAC addresses.
Oh.
I didn't give you guys MAC addresses. So how are you going to know?
Okay.
So it was the lowest priority, right? If there's no MAC address for the elections, no? So the next would be the lowest priority, I'm guessing, because if there's no MAC address, if you take that out of the equation, then it would have to go by priority to find out who's the next bridge, no?
So think of it like this. He didn't give any MAC addresses, so it's safe to believe that all the MAC addresses, let's say, are whatever, you fill in that blank. So we know that the default priority is what?
32,768.
Right.
There you go.
So all that's equal across all these switches. We know that much.
Across all the switches.
Right. So on top of that, we also know that we're doing this. Let's say we're all doing this in VLAN number 1. We haven't changed any VLANs. You know, that's part of that bridge ID. Does everybody agree?
Right.
Okay, so we know the VLAN ID. I think that's what the extender.
Mhm.
And we know that the bridge priority is the 32K number that was spit out earlier. Okay. If we know that all that is equal, okay, and let's just say for namesake, for some reason, all the MAC addresses are equal. Okay. There is an order of operations that spanning tree goes through to determine that if all values are equal, I'm going to look at this next to determine where everybody stands as far as who can be selected as the root bridge. And David, you tell me if I'm making sense as I'm saying this.
Mhm.
But if all things are equal,
No,
wouldn't it be the lowest MAC? Wouldn't that be next?
Even if the max were,
Claude, I got him.
Okay.
So what information are you missing, Kelvin, to decide the root bridge?
I'm sorry, you was talking to me or you was talking to
There was
Who
Hakeem
was
speaking.
it? Was it
Yeah, Hakeem.
Oh, Hakeem. So what information do you need to elect the root bridge?
The usually the MAC address, the priority, like you said, the VLAN, and I can't think of what else over the top of my head.
Root bridge election, the bridge ID, bridge priority, and what the path cost.
Kelvin, you know my favorite question to you.
I'm telling you, the path
Okay,
cost.
good. Okay. So what do you need to elect the root bridge? It's a reason why I didn't give you guys the MAC addresses on purpose. What do you need to elect the root bridge? Somebody said it earlier.
The ID.
Who said that? Was that Kelvin?
That was Hakeem, I think.
Hakeem, we must sound like
Hakeem?
yes.
Oh, yeah. Y'all do. Yeah, y'all do. All right. So you said the bridge ID, right?
Yes.
When I was waiting for one of y'all to say it, I don't know how y'all were electing the root bridge without me even giving MAC addresses. Y'all are some brave souls.
That's what I'm so highly confused.
So it's a reason why I did that, right? I got an interview, what is it, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Got asked that, right? And this is why I want to take time with you guys on spanning tree and layer 2 stuff. If you don't know your stuff, you're gonna be an interview, they're gonna just throw stuff out to you and they're waiting for you to correct them. Right? But if you know the election process of selecting the root bridge, selecting a designated port, et cetera, you can tell the person that's asking you the question, bro, I need this so I can complete my work. And Hakeem was hitting on it. He kept saying, bro, I don't know what else, I could do to choose the root bridge. You know what I'm saying? But does that make sense?
Right. It's just like
the person that's
like the way
the
you
question.
It's like the way you ask the question. It's like you start second guessing yourself. Like you think okay, I know how to, but now he's asking me this. Am I wrong? Like he's doing you and me.
No, I felt crazy for saying the same thing over and over again. I was like, wait a minute, no MAC address. What the heck? And you were so serious, like I'm not giving you the MAC. I'm like,
all right. Enough playing around. Let me go ahead and be serious. All right, but good. So guys, again, this is the reason why I asked you guys, are you asking me, telling me? I need you guys to be resolute, right? I want you guys to be great engineers. You guys have to be able to be confident in that what you do, your studies, what you practice, that you know what you're talking about. Despite if you're talking to an IE, somebody that's been there for years, what have you, everybody gets stuff wrong. Myself, Claude, whomever, doesn't matter about your certs, your degree. People get stuff wrong. If you know your stuff and you just looked at it, it's okay to be right. If y'all wrong, accept it for, to be wrong. But if y'all know y'all 100%, y'all can bet on yourselves, y'all right, then y'all right. Hakeem was right 100%. 100%. So with that being said, and I know Claude can give you guys some insight on that as well. But with that being said, Claude, if you want to give him some nuggets about why I had the question the way I had it, and I'm gonna go ahead and give these switches some MAC addresses. They can build out a little bit fully.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the Zoom chat room, or the Zoom chat box, and let me see. Everyone. All right. So Hakeem, you was saying what to yourself over and over?
That I needed the information that I needed. I needed to know the MAC address. I really
Okay. All
didn't
right.
think of anything else.
Take a look at that that chat box in Zoom, and what do y'all see? Remember, I was talking to y'all about orders of operation.
Oh yeah, that's new. Lowest sender bridge ID, lowest sender port ID.
Have y'all seen that before?
I have never.
Okay. And that's probably because everybody is taught at the beginner levels root bridge ID, root bridge ID, root bridge ID. That's what everybody's taught. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But like I was saying, there's an order of operation of how the root bridge is selected. And it goes down a list and it checks various things. And if everything is equal, there's a tiebreaker of some sort. Okay. Just like how some of y'all have probably dealt with in routing. Some of y'all have probably dealt with router IDs, right? Whether you're in a OSPF environment, whether you're in an eGRIP environment, or whether you're in a BGP environment. There's a selection process. If you don't manually put one there, there's a selection process for a router ID to automatically appear on that router. Does everybody agree? And again, it goes to an order of operation. It goes to an order of operation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing here with the selection of the root bridge. There's an order of operation that is checking this first, checking that second, checking this third. If everything else above that is tied, you follow me? So what you were saying, the root bridge ID, 100% right. Yes, you need a MAC address to understand that. But you have to understand the orders of operation, because the thing is, like you were saying to yourself, I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. You follow me? So yes, you are right. Needing that MAC is important. Okay. Understanding that even the extended ID, when you got that VLAN, you got a switch that's covering more than one VLAN. You have that VLAN that also is added to that priority number. You see what I'm saying? So, Carlos, what's that magic priority number for a switch?
32768.
Okay. So 768, if you operating a VLAN, if you got a VLAN 10 on that switch, what does that priority number now become?
Does it decrease by 10?
It increases.
It increases by 10. I knew it was one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that changes the priority number, which changes the bridge ID. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
so those are questions like Dave will jam you up on. And we've all been, if we've all been through it, if you taking a Cisco test will really make you check your own sanity, because it will ask you questions and you sitting there reading 3 and 4 times like, wait a minute, something don't sound right, or you start second guessing yourself because it just may be too simple as far as what they're asking. and you're thinking that there's more
Right.
complexity to it.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so you said you changed the VLAN. Now, is that per VLAN spanning tree? Like,
PV,
is that
yeah, PVST. Mhm.
right? And is that automatically set, or do you have to set that when you change the VLANs?
It changes on its own. It sets all that on its own. So you
Okay.
don't gotta change that. The only time it's going to get changed is if you specifically want a switch to be a primary or a secondary route.
And then when you do the primary and the secondary, I guess I remember you put the secondary command, it leaves space for the first, right? It
What it does, it's getting all these inferior BPDUs. Okay. Like remember Dave said earlier in reference to the BPDUs is going out. And if Dave's has a superior BPDU, I'm bowing down to him. Vice versa. If I got a superior
right.
BPDU, he's bowing down to me and I become root. You follow me?
Right.
So when you set that command, primary, secondary, spanning tree, VLAN, blah, 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 primary or secondary to change that route, it's actually polling all those switches and it's making that priority number change based on what it's getting back from them BPDUs.
Right, to meet this, to meet the criteria that it's entertaining, basically. So you don't have to do you don't have to look at the numbers. It'll automatically tailor it to what it needs to be primary or secondary.
Right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna send you in Slack. I'm gonna send you an actual.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hakeem, say that again.
I was saying when you do the primary and secondary, it really doesn't matter what the priorities on the other switches are because it's going to automatically know what priority it has to be to make it the highest and the second highest.
So, okay, and that's what I thought you said, and that's why I wanted to check it. So, do you know what those commands actually do? Whenever you enter those commands in on the switch.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do the secondary or the primary, I believe the secondary is gonna leave like 100 points in between for the priorities to make space for the primary, and vice versa.
What do you mean points?
As far as the priority number.
Okay. All right. And so you're saying it changes that priority number, right?
Yes, it'll change it according to what what it needs to be the highest, or the and the second highest leaves space for the highest, or something like that.
Yeah. No, you're on the right path. So whenever we were dealing with layer 2, just to make you guys' life easier, any election process is going to go with whatever's lower. Okay. With layer 2,
I like that.
lower.
I like
layer
that.
3 is
I like
higher.
that.
Okay.
I have an issue with that. Thank you.
Okay. So, and here's the thing. So, Hakeem, you're 100% right. What it actually does, right? So what the switch does in the background, we can see it in action with Wireshark. As soon as you set that command, all the BPDUs that we get, as soon as we boot up a switch and we connect them within each other, it's going to cache all those BPDUs and say, okay, if everyone has a default, we're going to shoot down our priority number, our bridge ID. We're going to shoot it down 4,096 numbers, okay? Because again, it goes up by 4,096. All right? So it's not so much it's going to be a random number. It's always going to be a number in a 4,096 increment.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Now it makes sense. I remember that. Yep.
Okay. And again, I'm challenging y'all on terminology. And you know, everybody knows my reason for this. I want y'all, especially being text of color, to go in the interview and be able to actually, you know, articulate exactly what they would want to hear. Because again, these folks that are interviewing you, if you go up in there and saying, hey, that's going to become a root bridge because a number does X, Y, Z, and then you end it with, oh, you know what I'm saying though, right? They're not going to know what you're saying. Make sense?
Absolutely. I agree.
Cool.
Yes, it
Cool.
makes sense.
Cool. All right. Let's roll. So I gave y'all MAC addresses. I'm going to give y'all another 5 minutes. Y'all probably don't even need 5 minutes. We can do this together. We're just looking at this. Now can y'all tell me who the root bridge is going to be?
Switch 5.
Only one VLAN. Switch 5? Damn.
You said with the lowest MAC address.
Switch
Lowest MAC address or the bridge ID?
switch 2.
Isn't that the election process? No, which one is going to be the root bridge? Remember what the bridge ID?
Oh yeah, the highest bridge. Okay. Tripping.
Highest or lowest bridge ID?
Lowest
Highest.
for layer 2, man.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Lowest
lowest
for layer
layer.
2. So
Oh, yeah,
if
lowest
we're
for layer
talking about
2, yeah.
if we're talking about lower for layer 2, who would be the root bridge in this topology?
Switch 2. That's the lowest, no?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Has the lowest priority.
There you go. Good stuff. All right. So we got our root bridge. Here's where we get to the good part. Juan, I need you, nobody help him, and everybody's going to get in the hot seat. I need you to converge switch 5. And which port is going to be, I need you to identify the port state and the port role. First start off with the port state and then, well, the port role and the port state. I think that'll help. And Tuan, if you need help, feel free to ask everybody. Tuan, you there? Tuan, leave us? Tuan, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
He might have stepped away.
Yeah, he might have stepped away. No biggie. Kel,
Yes, sir.
which 5? Converge that for me. What's the port roles and states? Walk me through it. Tell me your reason why.
I'm gonna say for gigabit 0/2 is gonna be in a forwarding state. And
Why?
I'm just looking at since switch 2 is the root, 100 mega, the gigabit 0/2 has it's a faster connection to get to the root. So I'm just saying
Okay.
gigabit.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Yeah,
No, keep
so,
going. Keep going.
Yeah,
with
so
that.
that's why I'm saying
You're
that
doing good
one.
with that. So,
That would be in the forwarding
hold on.
state.
So let's dissect that. You said something real good. You said it was a 100 meg link versus that 10 meg link. What's the significance of those links? What does it have to do with the spanning tree calculation towards the root bridge?
Because that stuff is determined by the cost.
There we go. Okay, keep going. Keep going. What about the cost?
It has the lowest cost to get to switch 2.
Exactamundo. 100%. 100%. Right? And that's what I was waiting for, right? We can all say, hey, this is the faster link, but why? Right? And when you guys get to working with layer 3 stuff, you have to know how to do all this at layer 2. Because when it gets to layer 3, and then Claude will go ahead and manage the layer 3 sessions and stuff like that. But layer 3, it gets a little bit more complex. Claude, correct me if I'm wrong, especially with OSPF. You got to know these link costs. But
Yeah.
Kel, you hit it right on the money.
Yeah.
It's the cost, 100 megs. If anybody wants to answer it, what's the cost of a 100 meg link, a gig link, and a 10 meg link? Anybody can answer it.
100 is the bandwidth default?
Yeah, all that's defaulted.
Okay, so it's gonna be 1 for 100, 1 for a gig, And what is it for Ethernet? 100, I'm gonna guess.
hmm But what's the actual cost
Oh, from where to where?
So the,
of the link?
So
So you have
the
the
co-
you have the speeds, right? So we have 100 megs, which is a gig. We have 100 megs, which is the 100 megabit link, and we have a 10 meg. What's the cost?
Okay,
of
the
those
total
links?
cost.
if you got a switch up in front of you on Packet Tracer or something, you can find that out with a simple command, a simple spanning tree command.
cost is
Um,
100 for 10,
111.
19 for 100, and 4 for 1000.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Who was that? Carlos back there?
Yes.
Yeah. Dave, did you hear him?
1, 2,
Yeah, I think I did. Carlos, say it again. My bad.
Yeah, for that
102.
10 for that 10 meg link, it's going to be 100. For the 100 that you have going across will be 19, and for the 1000 megs, it's going to be 4.
Nice, nice, good stuff, good stuff. And guys, I posted it in Slack, but does it make sense?
Yes.
Does it make sense to why Kelvin now picked the gig link on gigabit 0/2 versus gigabit 0/3? That has a lower cost rather than if we took that 10 meg link, it has a cost of 100. It's not the fastest. That's not the fastest way to our root bridge. So we're not going to go ahead and do that. So cool.
You know, I
perfect.
was thinking about the
That-
reference brainwave for OSPF.
Yeah,
Wrong.
see that I was getting confused like that too. At first, I was thinking, oh, that's
Wrong numbers. Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think, well, gigabit 0/3 is going to be in the blocking state.
So hold on. So what state will the what state is the gigabit 0/2 going to be in?
The forwarding state.
Good stuff. All right, cool. So that's going to be in a forwarding. And again, you don't have to name them all now. If you got to come back to the rest of the topologies done, feel free to. Just know I'm coming back to you for switch 5. But what did you want to name gigabit 0/3 already? The rolling state.
I'm thinking that the state for 0/3 is a blocking state.
Blocking state? Okay. Why?
In order to prevent a switching loop.
Okay. But why?
I'm not exactly sure. Hold on, let me think about it for a second.
Okay, no biggie, no biggie, no biggie. All right, Hakeem, switch 4. Talk to me. Port roles and states. Virgin. Oh, okay, cool. So Hakeem had to peel out. Carlos.
Why? What's up?
Okay, let's converge switch 4.
Okay.
Port roles and states. So I'll let you go ahead and say some links. Tell me which ones will be the port states and port roles.
I would say gig 00 will be the root port, but give me
Why?
a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. The
No, take your
cost
time,
of
take your
that,
time. I like it. I like it.
yeah. I know the cost for that will be 4.
Okay. So this is going to be have a cost of 4. And the cost of the 10 meg link is going to be what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So I would say it would be gig 01 would be the root port because the cost will be more greater taking that path on switch 3 because you have 4 plus 100. That's 104 versus if you just take the direct link to the root bridge, which is switch 2,
Nice.
it
Good
would be
stuff.
19.
Good stuff. Okay. So gigabit 0/1 on switch 4 will be the root port, and it'll be in what type of state?
You're speaking from switch 4, right?
Yep, switch 4.
Yes, it would be in 4 then.
Cool. Okay. And let's go ahead and converge the other ports.
And for
So,
switch 2, if
tell me
switch 2 is the
about-
bridge, it would be designated on both.
Say it again.
For switch 2, considering that that's a root bridge, both gig 0 and gig 1 would be designated.
No, you're talking about switch 4 or switch 2?
No, switch 2.
No, I didn't. No, your switch is switch 4.
Okay,
I
okay,
want you to
gotcha.
stay at switch 4. Yeah, I want
Gotcha.
you to stay on switch 4. So we have 2 other links that we need to converge.
Okay.
So since we already identified our root port, so we have 2 other port states and roles to assign. So what will you converge for your other 2 links? What will they be doing?
Let me check the other side. What does do it first?
No problem. Take your time. And guys, while he's doing that, is this making sense of calculating this? You see, we haven't even jumped into CLI. I want you guys to understand how the calculation needs to happen. Again, when I got started in my CCNA, I went ahead before I even jumped into CLI, read the theory a lot, and did it on a piece of paper. Because if I knew that, whenever I took the exam, or if I did the path of the packet, as far as mapping out a network myself, I know what path the traffic is going to take in my network. As long as I knew the MAC address and what have you and the priority for each switch. And then Kelvin, go ahead and get ready. I'm gonna ask you about switch 3.
Oh, you switch 3? Oh,
I'm asking you about switch 3. Now you got some time. Carlos is gonna finish his, but yeah, switch 3. That's up to you to converge.
yeah, I think I can talk about switch 3.
Okay, all right. Well, while Carlos is we can go ahead and talk. So which port on switch 3 is gonna be your root port?
Gigabit 0/0.
Why?
Because it has the lowest cost to get to switch 2.
And how much does that cost?
Hold on, I just looked away from the thing. I don't remember.
No biggie.
Numbers. Let me pull it up in Slack. Let me just put it in. The cost is $21.
Going from switch 3 to switch 2?
Yes. Yeah, from switch 3, it'll go
21?
down to switch 4 and then up to switch 2. Yes, it'd be 21.
Compared to
Compared to going up.
0/1?
Yes, if it goes out 0,
How much
1,
would that
that path
how
would
much
be
would that path be?
100. It would be 119.
Okay. No.
How?
Nice. All right. So what
Okay.
about the gigabit 0/3? How much would that path cost?
That path will be 138.
There you go. Nice. Good stuff. Okay. So now for your switch, we have the root port. So let's talk about the other links. What are you going to assign the roles and states for your other links? based on what you have in the topology already.
Okay, so this is the alternate that's blocking. Switch gigabit 0/3 would be in a alternate / blocking state as well.
Okay. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, but I'm trying to figure out a way to explain.
Got you. Okay.
And 0/1 will be in a listening state.
Listening state?
Yeah, hold on. Yes, the listening state.
So let's assume that spanning tree already converged properly, right? It went from blocking and then listening and then learning and then what's the last state?
This disabled state.
Forwarding.
Yeah, forwarding state.
Forwarding. There you go. There you go. So you're saying this would be your topology. Break it down for me. Why?
Let's see. We already determined gigabit 0/0 would be in the forwarding stage simply because the cost is the lowest to get to the root bridge. Gigabit 0/3 would be in the blocking state because in order to prevent that spanning tree loop, that connection had to be blocked off so it wouldn't form the loop between switches.
Hold on, and that's where I wanted to stop at. Didn't we already did some loop prevention on switch 5 for the entire topology on gigabit 0/3 on switch 5?
Right, but
so that takes. Go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking that since gigabit 0/3 on switch 5 is already in the alternate / blocking state, it wouldn't be a reason to send any information down gigabit 0/3 to from switch 3 to switch 5 because it's in the blocking state anyway.
So let me broaden your mind a little bit, right?
Okay.
So what if we have a connection that's cut on our root port and on our designated port as well, gigabit 0/1 and 0/3. If we're still in the blocking state, within spanning tree, whenever those ports are in a blocking state, do they send and receive BPDUs?
No, not at all.
So why would you place both of them in a blocking state?
Yeah, you're right.
Am I?
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Here you go again.
So first, I want you. So I want you to think, because I'm challenging you as an engineer. I want you to think about this, right? In a blocking state, what is a switch? You look that up. Look it up. I think I posted the link to the spanning tree section on Study CCNA. It should have the answer in there.
It says it would not participate in frame forward, and it also discards frames received from the attached network segment. During the blocking state, the port is only listening to processing BPDUs on its interfaces. After 20 seconds, the switch port changes from the blocking state to the listening state.
Exactly, right? So let's think about your topology again. So if we have both switches, switch 3 and switch 5, those linked together in a blocking state, who's going to initiate the convergence if nobody is sending any BPDUs?
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
So despite if on the other end it's in a blocking state, it's still going to be listening. We already took care of our entire loop within the topology. Switch 5 is blocking on that link. We won't have a loop going in, so we can still leave that link on switch 3 to be forwarding.
Okay. Yeah.
Gigabit 0/3 on switch 5 just won't do anything with it. Does that make sense?
Yes. The spanner tree, when I was studying for my test, spanner tree was the thing that gave me the most trouble when I was learning it. So
brother, same here, bro.
Okay.
Same here. Dude, it is A-okay, bro. It done got me. Let me tell you, open it up a little bit to y'all. I failed my CCNP 2 times before I passed it. It's because spanning tree every damn time. It's tough. It's hard. It's okay. It's hard, but that's why we have sessions like this. We talk, we get on the, we get away from the CLI for a little bit and we just converge it ourselves. Once you can converge it ourselves, and that's when I learned, and once I got my job at Cisco, it actually solidified it. It solidified doing it on a piece of paper without any CLI, right? Because the switch actually does it for you.
Right.
It makes you that much better of an engineer to converge it that way, rather than letting the switch do it. Because the switch could do it all day, every day. But then you could just let this, you won't be an engineer. You'll just be somebody who plugged up a switch.
Right.
You being an engineer, you design that network, you control the network. Make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
No, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Carlos, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so back to switch 4. What's your port roles and port states?
So gig 0 will be forwarding.
Okay, why?
We have a lower cost that is going to forward bridge. That is a cost of 123 versus if you take the path towards switch 5, that would be 238, considering.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, what about your link gigabit 0/2 towards switch 5?
Okay. For this one, I was going to say block-in, but you already have that link gig 3 going to switch 3, which is block-in, so that would be forwarding as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, let me ask you this. I got to go back because I have to ask you about this. So, and I know you said the port role you have, it has a root port for gigabit 0/0, but you already have gigabit 0/1 has a root port. So you only can have one root port. So what would be the port role of gigabit 0/0?
Right.
While
It
still
cannot be
being
the
able
root
to
port.
forward packet. So what will that be?
That would be designated.
What's the other state? There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Good
Could only be one root port.
Good stuff. Cool. All right, and gigabit 0/2 will do the same thing, right?
Yep.
Cool, perfect. Twan, you there? I think Twan peeled out. Okay, cool. So switch 1, we'll go ahead and Kelvin and Carlos will go ahead and knock that out together. So what'll be my port state and port roles? Kelvin, you got gigabit 0/1, and you explain why, and then Carlos, you got the other link.
0/0 for me.
Yeah, for you.
For gig 0/0 and switch 1, it will be root port. Like,
And why is that?
It's the most direct path towards the root bridge, and also look at, even if we're going to look at the link and the cost between, if we were choosing switch 3, that lost because it's only 19 versus 100 on switch 3. So direct and the cost of the port of the path array.
Now, what about gigabit 0/1? Calvin,
Yeah.
what would be
That's-
that port roll and port save?
That's gonna be in a blocking state. Because if that particular port is not in a blocking state, you still have a spanner tree loop from switch, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So you said that'll be in a blocking state?
Yes. Because you would still have a spanning tree loop between switch 1, 2, 3, and 4 if that port isn't in a blocking state.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So with that being said, back to my original question. Carlos, I'll let you do the first one. And Calvin, you can do the second one. So if I have a PC plugged up there, I have a PC plugged right there, right? And let's say, right, switch 2 is my path out to the internet, right, to the world. What path would PC 7, Carlos, would it take to get towards the internet? Carlos, you might be muted.
Oh, sorry, I was I was speaking. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all
So
good.
just clearing this, you said switch 2 is the edge switch, and you would like to know which path PC7 would take if it's going out to the internet, right? Okay.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
give me 1 minute. Hold on.
Take your time.
You want me to go ahead and talk about switch 6 while he's doing that? PC6.
Yeah, Cal, have at it.
The path that it's going to take. So once the frame gets sent from the PC to the switch through gig 02, it's going to go out gig 00.
So we're going to take this path and
Yes,
go out 00. Why?
because for one, it's the lowest cost to get to switch 2. If you go down to switch 4 and then up to switch 2, and also gig 01 is in a blocking, on switch 1 it's in a blocking state anyway.
Okay. Okay. So after it hits switch 4,
It's
what
gonna
path
go.
will it take next?
It's gonna go out gig 0/1 up to switch 2.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So,
Carlos.
So PC7 definitely it will be taking the path from switch 5 gig 0/2 toward switch 4, right? And then from switch 4 is going to take, okay, it has the lowest cost one, and the other link is blocking, so we can't take that link, right? Switch 4, it has 2 options, whether to take gig 0 or gig 1. It's going to have a higher cost if we take switch 3, and therefore we'll have the most direct link towards switch 2 being the final hop.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Perfect. You guys mapped out the topology. Good stuff. Good stuff, fellas. And again, like I said, I wanted to take this quick snippet. And Kel, I know you're hard on yourself sometimes, but dude, you did good.
I appreciate it.
You converge this stuff, and Claude will tell you. I'm talking to Claude in the background, but yeah, you did good. Carlos, you too, definitely.
Thank you.
But
appreciate it.
You know, what I'm saying? Whenever you go ahead.
No, I was just saying I know that spanner tree was one of my weaknesses. It was one of them things that I kind of tried to avoid when I was studying. I was doing it. I went back and learned that like last before I took my test. So it'll be fresh,
Yeah.
but I really need to go back over it and like spend some time with it.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we're gonna dig in a little bit more into it before we get to layer 3 within our project labs, but it's a lot of things that go with it, right? A couple of cases I got in the past when I was on tax, dude, something as big as multicast paths, right? And let's say the customer has multiple links going up and down, right? Let's assume these links are in a forwarding state, right? The one thing we know about spanning tree is that whenever a link goes down, right, from switch to switch, it's in a forwarding state, it's going to generate a TCN, a topology change notification, right? And what happens is within each switch, it's MAC address aging timer, MAC address table aging timer is going to go from 300 seconds to the forwarding timer delay, which is 15 seconds. Meaning, if any links that are plugged up to that switch hasn't communicated with the switch, it is going to clear it out of that MAC address table, right? And then what you're going to have a lot of end users. You're going to have your multicast groups that are constantly sending those IGMP queries, asking who's interested. If I have a lot of TCNs, a lot of spanning tree topology notifications being sent, right? And this is exactly why I'm harping on spanning tree. I want you guys to know it. I want you guys to excel at it. You don't have to be experts, but I want you guys to at least be NP level, intermediate levels to be able to know what to look for whenever you're troubleshooting. And knowing layer 2 is very critical before troubleshooting any layer 2 stuff. 100%. Paul can talk on it too. Then Claude is still muted. Claude might be falling asleep. You know, he's a little bit old.
No, I'm back now.
I said 9:30. He said it's bedtime.
It's the little one's bedtime. Yeah, the little
Okay.
lad. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I shot
Yeah,
you
Claude,
a
I'll
message.
just let. Oh, you did?
Yeah, you was letting them know.
Stuff, fellas.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good
Appreciate
stuff,
you taking the
fellas.
time with this impromptu lab. I was literally just getting on the computer to start looking over something. I didn't know exactly what I was gonna start looking at yet, but I had literally just got the computer on and I saw you said impromptu lab. So like I said, I appreciate you holding this. I learned a lot tonight.
And you know, sometimes it doesn't even have to
All
be
good.
something structured. It's just put a little bit of time in, here, a little bit of time in there, because like you said, you don't know what exactly you want to look over. Just grab something,
Right.
and that's what a lot of these impromptu sessions that may happen is, one or two individuals may be like, talking about something in a thread earlier that day or the past couple of days. And before you know it, there's an impromptu Zoom meeting coming together,
Yeah.
At a weird time, like we all the
Yeah.
family of Batman. So, it'll happen. It'll definitely happen. So, but yeah, man, good stuff. And again, Carlos, I know you said you're studying Juniper and all that stuff, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you studying for your GN
Yeah, GNCA and GACIP. I know the GNCA is like the basics and stuff like that. I'm trying to get more into like the configuration side of things and the design. It's more the practical aspect of it, not just the certification. And just look at the title and look at what will help me get the job done better.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably be hitting you up, man, because like I said, I'm studying for that as well.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm studying for that as well. And Eve, it's a little bit quirky to get those working. Claude knows I almost threw out my server about a couple times, but finally I got 64 gigs of RAM, and a better CPU. So now Juniper's working now. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of labs on the side, me and you, man. We got to build some topologies and play with that a little bit with some routing policies and stuff like that.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll do that. Definitely. We'll definitely do that. Well,
It's
fellas,
awesome.
Good stuff. I'll go ahead and let y'all go. And again, any questions, guys, feel free to reach out. For real.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Good
All right,
deal.
fellas. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
have a good night. All right.
This was a nice session. Thank you.